to Cairo, Georgia, the TNJ Steel Turbo Motorsports Longhorn chassis with a Chevy Performance 604 engine behind him. And again, Jason Fitzgerald, the Middleburg Juggernaut out of Florida. Again, the most recent winner on the tour in the car number 7F. And they just finished up with their qualifyings. And their time's coming up on the board here in just a moment. Setting the bar is going to be Jason Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald to go a 15.143. 15.143. Tyler Turvin with a 15.288. Your next two qualifiers on the racetrack now. That's going to be Larry Harrod on the racetrack. Larry Harrod in the car, number 27. One of the members of the Dirty Dozen. They're out there, the Fast 14, Larry Harrod. Larry Harrod of the car number 14 entry, or the 27, my apologies. Larry Harrod in the 27. Behind him is again the car number 27. That's going to be Garrett Lloyd. Garrett Lloyd in the car number 27. He resides in Jacksonville, Florida. The PNG Lane Clearing Tom Kelly Construction RD Solutions Longhorn chassis with a national late model supercar motor of Garrett Lloyd. So Harrod and Lloyd finishing up with their times. And it looks like Larry Harrod is going to be your new quick qualifier, unofficially breaking the 15-second barrier. Going to go a 15.020. 15.020 for Larry Harrod in the 27. And the last 27 out of Jacksonville, Florida, Garrett Lloyd. He goes fourth overall with a 15.545. So those are your last two times on the clock. Next two qualifiers ready to go. Out of Columbus, Georgia, the Columbus Flash. This is going to be Joseph Brown. Joseph Brown in car number 92. Joseph Brown, and behind him, it's Russ Ogletree in car number 88. One of the regulars at Sonoya Raceway and up at Cochran Motor Speedway as well. Again, Russ Ogletree in the car number 88 machine. So Larry Harrod is now your new quick qualifier on the Speedway. Thomas Lewis out of Hamilton, Georgia. The other cars that are going to follow it as well. As again, qualifying, wrapping up for the last two cars, finishing up with their time. Let's see if now Joseph Brown, downtown Joseph Brown, the Columbus Flash, just outside of Phoenix City, goes to the top of the board. And the biggest win of his career, a $10,000 payday in the Chevy Performance 100 back here in March at East Alabama Motor Speedway, part of the Crate Nationals. He goes now second quick with a 15.134, 15.134. And also, again, Russ Ogletree in the top five with a 15.416. Here comes Thomas Lewis, the native out of Georgia. Behind him, it's going to be the Stapleton, Georgia native of the Little Lightning of Travis Pennington. Cars on the racetrack again. Car number 5 out there as well. The car number 5, it resides out of Hamilton, Georgia. That's the Lewis Brothers Auto Salvage entry. Lewis Auto sells Longhorn chassis of Thomas Lewis in car number 5. Thomas Lewis in car number 5. He's also got Dillon Hart Souvenirs and Valco Incorporated on the side of the car. And beside him as well on the racetrack and qualifying. New quick qualifier. Quick time is the Lil Lightning Travis Pennington. He got a win here back at Floymington Speedway. Travis Pennington out of Stapleton, Georgia. The U.S. Duffy site, Mikkel Harling, K&L Rumley Enterprises, Longhorn chassis with a Kenny Lamb race engine of Travis Pennington. And your new quick qualifier in the car number 01, coming off of a win last Friday night at Livonia Speedway. In the Longhorn number 01 entry of Travis Pennington out of Stapleton, Georgia, going to the top of the board. He goes a 14.973. First car to hit the 14-second bracket. The other car that was out there on the track as well was Thomas Lewis, and Thomas Lewis, the native out of Georgia, goes a 15.271. Here comes your next two qualifiers, ready to go. Got a problem in turn 4, I believe. Got a car spin around. That is Tyler Thomason. No. Caution coming out for Tyler Thomason, is what we're being told. Of course, Tyler Thomason heads here to East Alabama Motor Speedway to defend home turf. He's had some pretty good finishes on the tour this year, including the past 2 races. He currently sits second in the point standings, and he's also the current Rookie of the Year point leader. Or he actually, correction, stands second in the Rookie of the Year points behind John Baker. My apologies. He's looking for that first Rookie of the Year win later on. Again, the number 7 Tyler Thomason. Also on the racetrack, Ricky Culpepper. So Lil Lightning, Travis Pennington again, your quick qualifier on the racetrack again. Tyler Thomason, I call him the Terminator. The Terminator in the number 7 entry, running for the Rookie of the Year, and he's second of the points championship and for the Rookie of the Year. Here's the Terminator coming across the line, and behind him, it's Slick Ricky Culpepper, car number 110, Slick Ricky Culpepper in the 110. Let's give you a rundown of your sponsors. Ricky Culpepper to Hamilton, Georgia, the JC Construction Truck Auto Services, RNG Maintenance, Longhorn with the National Late Model Motor, and behind him again, the car number 7 of the Terminator, Tyler Thomason, Phoenix City, Alabama, native the Burgers and More, Thomason Products, JVL Laboratories, Rocket XR1 with the Chevy 525 engine. As those drivers finish up with their times. Waiting for the times to be announced here for the Culpepper and for Thomason. Again, Thomason spun out of turn 3 on his first one, had to go around and re-qualify. I'll let you know the times here again in a moment for what they turned. All right, so here comes your next 2 qualifiers. We'll see what Thomason turned and Culpepper. Thomason going second quick on the board with a 15.016 and Culpepper fifth on the board with a 15.231. Here comes your next 2 qualifiers ready to go. Next 2 qualifiers leading the Rookie of the Year, points to car number 14 entry. Well, they're way out of shape here. That's Stanton Mills. Stanton Mills on the racetrack as well as Dalton Cook. Let's see how things develop here. Stanton Mills in the 14M out of St. Augustine, Florida. The Mills Concrete horsepower by Redrick with a 358 cubic inch big block motor. Competition cuts Longhorn chassis. That's a 358 Hedrick engine like you see in a 358 big block modified for the driver, Stanton Mills out of St. Augustine, Florida. And behind him, the driver that we call Juicy in the house out of Columbus, Georgia. The Parker's towing wrap ticker on his towing Berry Right entry. Berry Right chassis of Juicy Dalton Cook in the 1D. We'll let you know the times here in a moment. Dalton Cook to the pole. Quick time with a 14.961. 14.961. Juicy in Phoenix City looking good on the playground of power. Putting it up and putting them down. Stanton Mills with a 15.987. And coming on the racetrack now, Dana Island. Here comes the dog catcher. Whoa, trouble in turn number 2. He goes airborne. The car goes up in the air. He looked like he was in a stunt show. That is K9 Dana Island. Dana Island's car shooting violently up the racetrack in turn number 2. My goodness, I don't know if the throttle hung or what. Safety crews, emergency personnel quickly on the scene. Please stay off the racetrack. If you are not an official for the East Alabama Motor Speedway, the National Late Model SuperCar Series, or Rescue, stay off the track. Problems for the number K9, the dog catcher. The master of going faster, Dana Island. That car shooting the gap. As he went off the reservation there just a moment ago. Scary moment. A scary moment for the driver of that car. Number K9. Dana Island's car shooting up the hill over the cushion in turn number 2. And, man, I don't know if the throttle hung, if something stuck. I don't know what happened. It looked like he was going to have a pretty impressive good lap. And then the driver of the car number K9 entry of Dana Island. Dana Island having a problem there in turn number 2. No, he just simply lost it. The car was airborne. You could see the undercarriage of the car as violently as he shot through the air. We're waiting to hear word. That was your last two. We had 2 cars left to qualify, I believe. Dana Island and John Baker. So John Baker, I believe they're saying we're going to have another lap. John Baker, again, the number 14 entry. He's the car left on the racetrack in Norman Park, Georgia, the Baker Farms, Fowler Plant Company, Ellerton Race Engines, Rocket XR1 with the Vic Hill Race Engine. And again, the dog catcher, Dana Island and the K9 going off the racetrack. So, my goodness, Michael Patton, that was pretty scary. We just saw a moment ago for the defending East Alabama Motor Speedway Late Model Series champion of the K9, Dana Island, in turn 2. Coming up will be hot shot qualifying. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to give out any word that I don't know to give you any false information. That's one thing I just do not. I want to wait until I have an official word of from race control, from the scene over there in turn number 2. But what I can tell you is the K9's machine of Dana Island, it shot like it was off of a ramp, so to speak, at a stunt show. Shades of what you would see at a Joey Chitwood thrill show. Car was airborne. You could literally see the undercarriage and the under of the chassis. The car went airborne over the cushion. And ladies and gentlemen, the driver, the dog catcher, the master of going faster is okay. Round of applause for Dana Island. Word just being given. He's okay in the K9. So we will get John Baker one more lap of qualifying once we clear up the wreck that happened over here in turn number 2, and then we will go back to qualifying. So, ladies and gentlemen, as it stands right now, let's recap qualifying with 14 cars of 15 taking time at this moment. The number D1 out of Columbus, Georgia, Dalton Cook, your quick qualifier. Juicy, 14.961. Travis Pittington, Lil Lightning in the 01 Longhorn. He's the winner back at Floymington Speedway in the Friday Night 40 back on the Mother's Day weekend. He goes second overall with a 14.973 in the Longhorn. Tyler Thomas in the Terminator. After his hiccup in a spin in qualifying opener lap, the Terminator puts it on the top board for third podium in qualifying with a 15.016. Larry Herod is right now fourth on the board, followed by Joseph Brown fifth. Then it's going to be Ricky Culpepper sixth, Thomas Lewis seventh, Tyler Turvin Turbo eighth. The Middleburg juggernaut of Jason Fitzgerald is ninth, and Russ Ogletree at 88, your top 10. Then it's Lloyd Mills. Baker is going to get another lap on the board, and Dana Island again scratched for qualifying. We've got the hot shots coming up to qualify next. Hot shot qualifying. Patton will be back on the call for that. If you're wondering why we are still walking and rolling, half past the midnight hour Eastern time, we had a brief weather delay come in just after 7 o'clock and halted things for a good 3 hours or so. And just after 10:30, We got into the on-track activity. Hot laps to conclude. We're now in the middle of qualifying. Then we have heat race.